Hey everybody, today's experiment is going to be using an empty jar, well, that you're gonna fill with stuff, but make sure it's round and it rolls well. It's not tapered, but it's a cylinder and has a lid. I'm gonna use a thick substance like corn syrup and some rice, and I want you to make a ramp. I just used a cutting board and a couple of books, some of my favorite books. Also, after you finish the video, read whatever books or look at whatever books you used for your ramp and make your ramp. All right, so let's check it out. All right, so first what we're gonna do is just send our jar down the ramp by itself. So this is good practice because you want it to be an unbiased roll. So don't push it down, just set it at the top and remove your fingers. All right, that went pretty well. Let's watch that again. Pretty good. Okay, so now let's see what happens if we put some rice in the jar. So I'm gonna get you to fill up the jar all the way with rice to the very, 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 very top, so you could fit no more in there. That's pretty good. And put the lid on. So now it's full of rice. There we go. And do the same thing. Put it at the top of your ramp. Remove your hand. Pretty good. Now, did it go faster? I'm not sure. Now, I want you to take about a quarter of the rice out. So if you split the jar into 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably about a quarter, roughly. Put the lid back on. Put it at the top of your ramp. Remove fingers. Interesting. That was a lot slower than a full jar. What will happen if we put about half the rice in? Let's see, half the rice. Lid on tight. Jar at the top of the ramp. Remove fingers. Whoa, even slower. That was awesome. Let's see that one again. That almost stopped. All right, let's do a quarter of the rice. Let's see about that. All right, that's about quarter. Same thing, top of our ramp. Let go. Even slower. Wow. Try that one again. Oh, it stopped. Ha. Now I want to take a close look at what's going on with the rice inside the jar as it's rolling. See how it's tumbling over? Huh, it stopped again. Watch it tumble over. Watch the rice tumble over itself. So the rice is a solid, but it's kind of acting like a liquid because it's solid in small chunks. It's tumbling over itself, but eventually it stops because it is a solid. So when it stops tumbling, it stops the jar from moving. I'm just gonna fast forward to just filling the jar about a quarter of the way with corn syrup. All right, lid on tight. Let it settle on the side a little bit. Top of the ramp, fingers off. Awesome. Take a look at what's going on there. So if you let it settle to the bottom of the jar, then there's a good amount of liquid in it. But as it turns, it sort of coats the entire jar. So it's going slow at first, but then it starts to coat the whole jar and distribute the weight, and then it's able to roll. Awesome. So experiment with different liquids in your jar and maybe even different solids. So this is rice, it's kind of big. Maybe you could use sugar and see what happens there. Have some fun with this.